My man, we go use the bathroom only one time a week. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get to this bread. We gotta get to this butter. We ain't constipated at all. We just grinding. You did? What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. And as you already know, the topic of the conversation today is constipation. I come across a lot of women who are constipated, but the main reason why a lot of people are constipated is off their lifestyle habits. So what we're gonna tackle is, what is the main reason why you might be constipated? What is the remedy for you to relieve your constipation? And what are some tips and tricks that you can utilize just in case if you need a bowel movement sooner than later? How about that?
Hey guys, my name's Michelle,
Anita, Sarah, Peyton, Talia,
Jazz, Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
Let's just go ahead and break down what is constipation. Constipation is when you're backed up to the point that you're not releasing. If you're experiencing any anal bleeding, any abdominal pain, any bloating, any constipation, which means like you probably didn't poop in like 2 to 3 days, or some straining, 9 times out of 10, you might be constipated. What really causes constipation? Majority of women are constipated more than men. And the main reason why is because women have a longer digestional tract than men. Women got a longer colon than men. It has to travel a lot longer than a man does. So you are more susceptible to being constipated than a man. It's that simple, right? But the main reasons why you might be constipated is some sort of gut dysbiosis, which is coming from a lot of antibiotic usage, anti-inflammatory drugs such as Tylenol or ibuprofen, lack of sleep, you are stressed out, dietary patterns, and exercise. If you're not exercising, you're gonna be a little bit more constipated than somebody who's not. But why are you constipated? And we could just go ahead and tackle all 5 points. Let's say if you are stressed. A lot of women don't take into account how stressed they are. Actually, nowadays, in our generation, women go harder than men. And no, I am not just pandering to women. Just be real. Y'all have more of a task to do on a daily basis. Raise a child, still gotta pay the bills, and they're still trying to look good for themselves. They gotta keep themselves upright. And because you don't have enough help, you might be more stressed than you think. And when you are stressed, cortisol is being released. It's gonna slow down digestion. Let's say I'm a caveman, you a cave woman. When we were stressed out, there was something happening. There was a leopard on our A, and it's chasing us right now. I don't think we have time to poop real quick. So when you are stressed out, that's going to affect your sleep. Notice how I said sleep as one of the other points. So one thing you're gonna learn about nutrition and just the human body, everything is kind of somewhat connected. A lot of people, especially in Western medicine, we don't connect the dots. Oh, if I have a hormonal problem, I go to endocrinologist. Oh, I got a urinary tract infection, you need to go to urologist. Nobody's ever connecting the dots, and that's why I want you to start thinking holistically, okay? Because everything happens for a reason. Your body is a system. Do meditation about 10 to 15 minutes out the day, especially if you're a woman. Make sure you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, I know a lot of women, a lot of my clients, they're go-getters, they're ambitious. I work with a lot of successful women, and they make a good amount of money. They are living an affluent lifestyle. But because that is the case, they're trading money for sleep. And what you're doing in the back end, you're only taking off day at the day and year at the year of your lifespan, because your body needs to regenerate itself and repair itself during sleep. So it's in your best interest to make sure that you are, believe it or not, prioritizing getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because you can only chase that bag for so long, and you're gonna have that Birkin, but you're bedside, you're bedridden. You don't want to live that lifestyle. And one method that's gonna help you get some sleep and help you be less stressed naturally is you moving your body. You giving your body vitamin D, which means you are walking outside and getting some sun rays into your system. Vitamin D naturally, or cholecalciferol, is anti-inflammatory, and it's gonna actually help move things along because every single cell in your body has a vitamin D receptor. So if you're not receiving enough vitamin D, everything naturally slows down just a little bit. Not gonna say it's gonna make a world of a difference, but it is gonna slow down your gastrointestinal tract a little bit more. Tip number 3, your dietary patterns. So nowadays, we live in America, 60% of Americans, majority of their calories is coming from processed foods. Oh, Trey, I ain't eating processed foods. I eat a granola bar. I drink orange juice. I'm healthy. If somebody had to put a lid on it and it got a label on it and it says ingredients, it's processed. When you buy water and you turn it around on the back, especially if it's real water, guess what's gonna say? It's not gonna have a nutritional label. Why? What you see is what you get. When you actually go buy ground beef at the store, when you look at the label, it only says beef. If it has more than, I don't know, 4 ingredients in it, it is processed. What you need to do is make sure you start focusing on a whole food diet. The less ingredients that you see on the label that you cannot pronounce, the better for your body. Because this is the only time in human history where we was exposed to these ingredients. We only been living with these type of ingredients, or these foods only existed for 50, 60 years, starting in the 1960s. So it's in your best interest for metabolic health to make sure you have less ingredients and prioritize a whole food diet. You can have snacks. I'm not saying you cannot have snacks. Don't have more snacks in a day than actual real food. Because we're not eating whole foods, we're not getting enough fiber. When you are actually eating fiber, it's going to actually draw water into your intestinal tract. And that's going to allow things to get pushed along. But not only that, we have soluble fiber, we got insoluble fiber. What this insoluble fiber do is going to create more of a mass to your stool. So if you have more mass to your stool, it's going to help push things along a little bit more. And if you have soluble fiber with the insoluble fiber, it's going to create a gel-like substance. Your gut is happy. And if your gut is happy and your microbiome is happy, then you're not going to be as constipated. We are not eating fiber for ourselves. We don't have the enzymes necessary to break down fiber. We eat fiber for our gut microbiome that exists within us. But we need this gut microbiome so it can lower and regulate our blood pressure, and it can actually help us produce a little bit more serotonin. And last but not least, it can literally lower your glucose levels because your gut microbiome is healthy. So our gut microbiome is our partner, but if you're not feeding your partner, right, because you're not eating enough fiber, then you're gonna have problems such as you being constipated. I have a salad every single day with some lettuce, some red onions, some peppers, some tomatoes, and some raisins. Yeah, that's fiber, right? No. Believe it or not, lettuce, I tell my clients all the time, lettuce is literally like the worst fiber possible. I don't even want you to categorize that as fiber because the fiber component of lettuce is cellulose. That's not going to do anything for your body. But if you decided to have a salad composed of escarole, you probably even know what that is, endive, probably don't even know what that is, but I know you know spinach, kale, arugula. These are my main bases when I am making a salad. If you're having a salad and the main ingredient is lettuce, that is an issue. You're not receiving any nutrient benefits of you having lettuce. Especially not iceberg lettuce. Romaine lettuce, you might get a little bit, but you're not getting as much fiber as you really think. Cucumbers barely have any fiber in it too. Spinach, or kale, bok choy, okra. These better green vegetables also got prebiotics in it, which means what? We have probiotics, and we all know about probiotics, that helps you get the good bacteria inside your system, but you also need prebiotics. Because if you plant a seed and you don't fertilize it, and you don't water it, what's gonna happen to that seed? It's gonna die. So you need prebiotics. And once again, asparagus, okra, kale, spinach, arugula. These are a better type of leafy greens, dark leafy green vegetables. And last but not least, watercress, broccoli sprouts. Just get something better than lettuce. So if you're going to the store and grabbing the iceberg lettuce, stop doing that for the rest of your life. How about that? And then you're gonna notice that you have more of a bowel movement. Why vegetables are important, why we need to start incorporating a little bit more vegetables in our diet. Not only got fiber in it, it got magnesium and potassium. Why do magnesium ring a bell? You was probably somebody who was constipated. You went on WebMD or Googled, how do I relieve constipation? And every single time you've seen something called magnesium citrate, true or false, right? But it's processed. That's why you're not able to basically clear out every single time you get on the stool. Okay? And the best way to do this is to receive more fiber coming from vegetables, even some fruit. Berries is loaded with fiber. And ironically, berries is the best type of fruit. There's no other class of fruits that's better than berries. But not only that, it got potassium in it. And here's the funny thing. The average American, or 80% of Americans, are deficient in magnesium and potassium. But you can get magnesium, potassium, and fiber in arugula, kale, spinach, bok choy, everything that I was naming. Make sure you're having more of these better whole food things a day. If you're looking at any label and it got more than 4 to 5 different ingredients that you don't even recognize, it is processed. So please start incorporating vegetables in every single meal. Or a real vegetable, not lettuce. And once again, you being constipated, I would say you're not having a bowel movement at least once a day. The days that I choose not to eat, let's say I fast 24 hours or 48 hours, I don't have no bowel movement. I wonder why. I'm not giving my body anything to break down. So if you're not eating as much, of course you're not gonna have a bowel movement as somebody who's eating 4 to 5 times a day. If you are somebody who's following an intermittent fasting program, make sure you are eating the right things, okay? You're eating Quest chips all day long and you eating low carb tortillas is not gonna really be beneficial for you if you're following a whole foods diet. It's low carb, but it's still processed. So incorporate more vegetables in your daily regimen. And with that being said, you don't have to make your own vegetables. Even if you go out to a restaurant, just order the vegetables. I'd rather you get the balsamic glazed Brussels sprouts than the fries. I would rather you get the pecan crusted asparagus over the garlic or loaded mashed potato. If you need a quick fix, get some magnesium sulfate or magnesium citrate. 500 milligrams of magnesium citrate or sulfate a day, or the days that you're trying to have a bowel movement. Magnesium helps your body contract muscles, right? Which your intestinal tract is kind of like a muscle, all right? So it needs to contract and it needs to relax. If your body's able to contract, right? Now your body's able to push this food down or this chyme down. That's the broken down product of whatever stool that you're having and move it down the tract. Once your gut is a little bit better, which means you're getting a bowel movement at least once, twice a day, not 3 times a day. If you're getting a bowel movement 3 times a day, it's safe to say you're eating food and your body's not processing it. And usually that happens if you have lower hydrochloric acid in your body. Your stomach acid is not acidic enough to break down the food. So you pooping 3 times a day is a problem. Let's keep that in mind, all right? Another way to find out if you're constipated is if you're actually using the bathroom and you notice that when you're finished, just trying to use better words, it looked like pellets, right? It looked like little ball droplets. That means you're constipated, which means that you might be dehydrated, which means you need to consume a little bit more fluid throughout the day. You're not eating enough veggies, but believe it or not, you're actually getting hydration from vegetables as well. Vegetables that actually can do something for you, such as everything but lettuce, okay? You need to focus on your sleep. If you get better sleep, you're gonna be less stressed. And if you're less stressed because you're getting more sleep, and if you are less stressed because you're choosing to exercise, which is gonna allow you to be less stressed and have better sleep, then you're gonna be able to move things along a little bit better and more efficient. Also, you need to watch out for your dietary patterns because once again, if you're somebody who's eating a high refined processed foods diet, such as an average American, then you're not giving your body the right nutrients to actually move things along. And last but not least, if you're somebody who's taking a whole lot of antibiotics, a whole lot of anti-inflammatories, PPIs, which are proton pump inhibitors, then yeah, your body's not gonna be able to break down things as well. Get a probiotic, a good probiotic, a probiotic that needs to be refrigerated. You need to have a probiotic where it's time sensitive, but the time sensitive ones happen to be the one that's happen to be refrigerated. The best probiotic I can advocate or recommend to all my clients is seeds. SEEDS, just type in seeds probiotic on Google, you're gonna see it. Get some psyllium husk. So this is gonna help things moving along a little bit more too. And no, last thing I can say is if you're somebody who's always gassy or you're always bloated and some women think it's cute, oh man, I gotta unbutton my pants after this meal, right? That's your body letting you know it ain't like what you're having. Because what's happening is it's getting to your stomach breaks down as much as it can, right? But then it's getting to either your small intestine, and if you're having some bacteria creeping up, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, then it's gonna cause a little bit of bloating or some gut distress, right? But when it's getting to your distal colon, right? So that's down there, and your large intestine, and if your body's not breaking it down, and it's like big clumps that's not broken down, then this bacteria that's not supposed to have acid to these foods is fermenting it now. And if it's fermenting it, it's gonna create gas. And if it creates gas, that means it's gonna expand your gut. That is a common sign to let you know you are eating something that your body does not agree with. For a majority of people, gluten. Watch out for dairy. A lot of people cannot process dairy. They don't got the lactase enzyme. If you're noticing that you're getting bloated the day after, what I want you to do is just reflect back, think of all the foods that you ate. If there's a common denominator, every single time you get bloated, you're looking at that food, like for me, pasta. I know I'm gonna bloat after pasta, right? Then that's your body letting you know that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be having it daily. Have it as a treat. Hopefully y'all learned something today. Hopefully you're able to alleviate some of your symptoms that you're going through. That's your reset tip of the day. It's gonna help you stay snatched all the time, not in the summertime. Talk to you soon.